teams in the battle of the Titans, squaring it out, and of course for the glory. The ultimate goal is the glory, and of course at the end of the day there must be a winner and a loser. And now I'm telling you, the experience here is quite amazing. Teams are quite excited, and I just want to take a few reactions from players, and of course just to give us some insight about how was the match. And of course, first of all, you'll introduce yourself and tell us, winning it, fighting until the very last minute. How does it feel, first of all?
It feels amazing, truly, because we've worked hard for this moment. All we want to do is just to win games. And I'm happy my teammates did what we agreed. Yeah, just an amazing feeling.
All right, so when you follow the match closely, the first quarter was a bit slow for you guys, but then you went on to pick on from that and build on that until the final minutes that you guys won. So what was the secret, and of course what was the game changer from you guys, the talk during the halftime? What really made the difference?
The difference is just focus and belief. Our team is made of believe. We just believe we can win any game and anyone.
Audience up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And of course, on the same note, the group stages you guys won. You went to the quarters, of which it was very intense competition between you guys and MKU, just by a whisker. Then you marched to the semi-finals and now the finals. The winning mentality. Talk to me about that.
The winning mentality just begin in the training. We all prepare for this. Our coach always tells us to just work hard for these moments. We don't give up. That game against MKU, they are a good team, but we just respect them and we believe in ourselves that we can win. Yes.
And of course, I know excitement. There is a lot of excitement in the camp. I know the mood is just electric, and I want to take account of yet another player just to give us some insight. I know this particular competition is quite intense. The atmosphere is just crazy. So first of all, how does you feel?
Guys, it feels so nice. It's out of this world, honestly. It feels nice to win, I was here yesterday and you told me about the winning mentality. My guys, we had the confidence from the beginning of the games. We were going to get tested, but we overcame everything. We just trusted in ourselves and did what had to be done. That's how.
Then I'm very curious to know, the first round, of course, you were a bit slow. Then you picked up from there and you progressed. Now, in the first round, when you're down, what was the game changer? What was running in your mind, of course, and the mind of your teammates? What was that one thing that really, overturned all these things? Because that is the most important thing. And I know a lot of guys want to actually understand, this winning mentality from you, because you are facing a very strong team that they are equal to the task.
We had a slow start from the beginning of the game. We were just picking it up slowly by slowly. One thing when you're down, just maintain your composure. That's all we did. We had our composure and we believe that everything we had done before is going to work for us. So what we were thinking at that time, yes, we had to recover, but again, we have to believe in ourselves, Pia. Unacheki. And at that time, we just trusted in our plays, in our system, did what is right, followed instruction, boxing out. The small things, the small details of the game is what brought us back to the game. So we continued and pressed on that. We were playing a 1-2 defense. So this defense has brought us to this level. So what we did, at that point we were down, we continued playing defense and taking much slower offense.
And of course, congratulations. I know ni sherehe tu na itakuwa kubwa sana.
National chance, baby.
For you guys.
Let's go.
Let me take another one. How are you?
I'm all right.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so
How does it feel? But you will first begin by introducing yourself.
Yeah, my name is Isaac T.H. Makwe. I go by initials ITM.
All right, so Isaac, and of course, I'm talking to the man himself. How does it feel to be a top scorer, first of all?
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this championship and too much work I put in, it just doesn't come. You have to work to get to play like that and get all that, and also from my teammates who are assisting me with the ball to make sure that I score and finish.
Talking about teamwork and the match work that you put into this team to make sure that the team succeed, and even you shine. So this teamwork, and of course, the chemistry between you and your teammate. Tell me something small about that, because a lot of people are eager to know. Basketball, it's not easy. It's a lot of technicality, but what is working out for you?
What is working out for me, as I told you, you said the team contribution is a little of it. And I may say I put in much work, like to come and me, I'm a shooting guard, so I take in a lot of reps of shots, so to come and shoot threes, yeah.
And now this is a personal one. Top scorer. So what motivates you? Life beyond the Kenya University Sports Federation games, and of course we know you guys are still much in the league. Yeah. But beyond this, what is your personal target?
Oh, I really want to play high-level league. Let's say in Africa, I want to play ball some time to come. That motivates me a lot. And if I can go further than that, I go play European or Asia somewhere, like high level. Yeah.
And how does the ambition looks like? Do you think it's something attainable?
Yes, it's something attainable. If I keep working like the way I work, my work ethic, if I keep it up, yeah, I can get there.
All right, so guys, let me shake your hands.
Wow.
Asanteni sana. Congratulations.
Yes.
And of course, we'll talk.
Yes.
We'll talk after this. Celebrations. All right, so that is a team from the Africa Nazarene. So I want to still to talk to a couple to get some insight from players from the USIU, just to give us some insight. But I will begin with the coach. So, coach, first of all, thank you so much for making time. That was a spirited fight. You guys fought until the last minute. In simple terms, give us your analysis of this match.
Actually, okay, the boys gave their best. Both teams were prepared for the finals, and it was a matter of who lasts in the game, who keeps his mind in the game for long with the less mistakes. We had our opportunities. We went to the line 12 times, we missed our free throws. So I can say they were focused, they went to the line 4 times, they made theirs, and it what made the difference for the game.
And when you follow your journey, you have really had a very impressive start to this campaign. Your group stages matches, your quarters, your semi-finals, until now the finals. In your own perspective, what did not work out for you in this final match, coach?
What I can say did not work out for me in the final is, I think the mental toughness of the boys. They really didn't keep it in the game. They're expecting them to do it. So going back, we're going to work on that. That is what has made us not last in this match, and that is what made us lost this match. Yeah.
And there is another very important aspect, coach, between you teams are very experienced. USIU, a team that plays in the league, same case, ANU. Do you think probably this success that we have witnessed from you guys boils down now to the experience and of course squad depth and all the technicality? Do you think this is what has really carried you guys until this stage?
I can say halfway yes, halfway no. Because most of the students who also play in the league, some are locked out with some of the regulations of the institution, whereby you must be a certain age and below, you must be in session, and some of them are on break. So I cannot say basically it's because of the experience in the league. It's also what we put in back in training, and the same thing to ANU. It's also what they put back in training. So somehow is what they put back in training, and somehow is the exposure also for part of the players playing in the league.
All right, coach, let me thank you for that, and let me get a few insight from players. So if I can begin with one of you.
Hey, how you doing?
First of all, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
All right, so quite a very impressive game,
Thank you.
Competitive one.
Yeah.
So how can you analyze this particular game today?
It was a lot of back and forth. I feel both teams started pretty slow, but I feel like towards the third quarter everything started to pick up for either team. I'm not gonna lie to you, it could have gone either way. Yeah. Free throws is one of the biggest things that teams have to start scoring in, and the other team capitalized on that. So that's where they got the win, for sure.
And at first quarter, you guys started pretty well, but somewhere along the line, probably momentum dropped a little bit. What happened during that time?
I feel it's intensity. If a team is trying to like keep the intensity up throughout the whole team, like you're pretty much gonna win the game. And we slacked a little bit. Unfortunately, there was a little bit lack of communication in some plays, but that's where the other team just saw the weakness and they used it as to just take the lead. Yeah.
So you guys, you are very close to the prize itself. Yeah. Well, now that you have missed it, how do you feel?
Obviously bummed out, but it's an inspiration. It gives me, it's like another boost, you know. It lights a fire in me for whatever games or whatever competitions that are coming up, to just like take it as if it's the last one. Because this is the last one for KUSF, but we're still gonna come back next year, and hopefully next year we're gonna do way better. So yeah, so it lights a fire in me. That's one answer I can say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And wish you all the best in your future endeavor. Now, let me take another count of another player. First of all, congratulations. I know that was so close, and I can't imagine how you feel right now. But first of all, introduce yourself, then give us your experience. How do you feel?
I'm Kola Jack Simon. Yeah. To my experience, I feel like this is a learning point. It's a learning point. We lost because there are certain small things that we did not do that the opponent did. So that's why we lost. So on Monday we go to work. Yeah, for other games, because we still have a game with them on weekends. So we just have to correct some things.
Okay. When you look at your game and of course Anu, what will you say was the difference between the two of you guys? Because when you look at the score sheet, you are at the same level, you are at par, but until now the last moment. So what changed for you guys?
I just think like we stopped fighting towards the end of the game. We stopped fighting and they were fighting more. So that's what made the difference. Yeah, as you saw at halftime, we went when we were leading. So what changed when they came is they came fighting and we did not do much at that period. So.
Well, thank you so much. Asante sana for making time, and we hope to see you in the next encounters. And of course, we shall follow you closely and see how you pan out from this. Now, those are the players from USIU, and now I want to talk to the coach of Africa Nazarene. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, I know the mood is electric, but take us through the process. You know, the group stages, quarters, semis, and finals, unbeaten. What's the secret, coach?
Okay, we prepared well, because at the end of the day it's all about preparation. We prepared well. The games were hard, especially yesterday. We had very strong three teams. Players were exhausted, but it's all about the level of discipline and the way they control themselves, because I was telling them to handle these games is all about control. The final was intense. USIU is a very good team. You cannot ignore that. They have got very great players. So I was telling my players at any given time, it's all about one stop at a time, one stop at a time. We play one good defense at a time, one good defense at a time, and which they did. At some point we had a little bit of lapses here and there, which normally occurs in a game. Nobody is perfect, but I thank God that they followed instructions and to the letter, which is a very good thing.
Okay, when you followed that game, especially the first quarter, you guys were a little bit slow. Then tensions were high, emotions running high. What was that, the game changer? What was the difference? What is that, one talk from you that really overturned the table?
Actually, the timeout that USIU took really helped us, because the players are not settled in the game. They're a little bit anxious because the pressure was building up. So when USIU took that timeout, it really helped us, because I told them, you guys need to settle down. Just play your game. Play the normal way you normally play. You don't need to change anything. And that really came through for us, because that's the time they started composing themselves in the game, trying to execute and getting the right calls in the game, trying to get the baskets in and all that.
Coach, when you look at the period from Friday until today this is on Sunday, at the level of the games have been quite many, and of course this calls for the squad depth. Talk to me about now your squad depth. Just how vast are you to tackle these matches that at a day you can play 3 matches, and then there is the issue of fatigue in the players. So how do you actually blend this and try to balance?
Yeah, that played a very crucial difference in the way we played, especially yesterday when you had to play 3 very, very tough games. Our last game in our pool was very hard, and then we played the quarterfinals, which again was very tricky, and then the semifinals. Those are very serious games. But what I think helped us the most was the level, the way we were rotating the bench, because at any given time, there's no player in that squad that played for more than 10 minutes. Most of them used to play for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then you rotate. So you find that we are trying to, as much as possible, to control their body, their muscles, and the way they're operating. And again, if you look at it, at one point or another, including in this game, I was forcing them not to run, to just stay still, so that their muscles can tend to relax and you don't create unnecessary fatigue on them. Yes.
And Coach, you guys are very experienced when it comes like you play in the Kenya Premier League. Sure. And of course you are coming up against teams that play in other leagues and divisions. So do you think the experience part really played a big role in your very successful journey?
Oh yes, it did. I cannot say it didn't. It did, because at the end of the day, you see the list that we had a rotation of 18 players, and out of that league, given us, we have a Division 2 and NBA team, and I incorporated all of them. So you find that other than the semis and the finals, which I strictly used my senior players, but the others, at least every game we had like 2 or 3 players from the junior, also for them to get experience, because at the end of the day, basketball is not simply shooting, sliding, and passing the ball. Basketball is how you read the game, how you analyze the game, what you see on the floor, how you make your decisions plays a very big role. And I will not say that it's not working, it's not an advantage for us, because it is. That also helps the players on the court to be able to understand, when do I shoot, when do I pass, when do I run, when do I take all these options that I have on the floor. Yes.
And now that we are talking about a very important aspect, experience, well, from your own perspective, do you think now maybe this could be a step towards now, the right direction in terms of the future of, basketball teams in the country, and even, in future leagues competition like this? Do you think, the level of exposure is really important, when you incorporate this blended system of games?
Actually, that's the right direction, because if you look at, for example, the team we played in the finals, USIU, they also play in the Premier League. We made them there. If you look at Strathmore also have a team in the Premier League. They have a team in Division 1. And it's not only that, even teams that are not here, they have the same structures, which creates a very important role, because if you look at most universities, we normally have a very big challenge. You're getting a player from high school. They are not that exposed. They don't have the experience that you need. They're talented, but they lack 1 or 2 things. So, like for example, me, what I normally do, I take them, I throw them in maybe in the lower division. They build themselves up as they're coming up. By the time maybe in the 3rd year, they're good enough and able to play in the Premier League, and they're able to compete with the very big clubs. So I think if all varsities can take that direction, it can be a very, very good thing. And not forgetting that even this KUSF League, I think we can create a full season of KUSF, not just this and then it's done. We can say that we are running a full season of KUSF, and we create a very competitive league in that, like for example, national, we only have 2 teams per region. Now you can go, let's create a KUSF league that we're going round. That regions like maybe Mombasa, maybe Western, can have the opportunity of building also their team, their structures, their system to be able to compete effectively with teams in Nairobi. Because if you look at it, okay, as much as I'm in Nairobi, I'm not supposed to be complaining, but I feel bad when number 1, 2, and 3 are coming from Nairobi, both ladies and men. That means that we need to create and build the capacity for other regions to be able to give us a run for our money, or even once in a while, we become the underdogs for them. Yes.
All right, so coach, let me wish you all the best. Wendo enjoy sana na maboys, and we hope maybe to see you next time in the next finals. That is in the 18th edition of Kenya University Sports Federation basketball playoffs. And may your dream and suggestions that you have just that you have just gave out today come to light.
No problem.
Amen.
Thank you, amen.
All right, so that is the insight from the head coach for African Nazarene University, just giving us some few statistics. But I can talk to one of the officials pretty quick, just pretty quick. First of all, you introduce yourself and just give us your observation of the game. How has it been? And of course, what we need, what should we change from this one now? Because we are building on this so that the next edition should be even better than this.
My name is Francis Njuguna. I'm one of the referees from Kenya Basketball Federation. We came here to assist KUSF in officiating and ensuring that the games flow smoothly. We are just but judges who try our best to give fair judgment on the game. The game today has been a tough game. Calls went both ways. Very good matchups. The boys played well, but eventually we have to have one winner who was Anu. Congratulations to Anu. Good job, USIU. Keep your heads high, maybe fight better next time. I think so far the championship, the organization is quite good. What maybe we need to look at is on the registration part, just to ensure that we don't have hitches, especially on the last day of the championship. If they could get all the registration in on time, then everything else will flow smoothly. Yes.
And from the part of now that you represent the referees, from the part of officiating part, do you think everything was up to standard, or maybe there is some few areas that you guys need to improve on?
Just like any other person, we are human. We make our errors. You'll make bad calls. You can't be 100% correct on all the calls. Of course, yes. There are areas that we need to improve on, but out of 10, I'll give ourselves a good 8 for a job well done. The 2 is for error, which happens. That is human nature. Thank you.
Asante sana. Thank you so much.
Asante.
And of course, we look forward for future engagement.
Asante.
All right, so now we are taking back the conversation in the studio where I have my colleagues at standby just to give you some intrigues, analysis, and of course, just their views and their take on this particular match, a very competitive one between ANU, that is African Nazarene University, and USIU. Quite very, competitive and intensive affairs. So back to you guys in the studio.
We are coming at the tail end of this championship. So it's been an amazing experience having this live production, having analysis with Coach Kent, having Elizabeth and Auma on ground, just having those post-match interviews, having a whole team of guys here doing the live production of basketball from day 1 to the day 3. Now we're only just waiting for the final closing ceremony, which should be happening, but we are here after a very exciting match, final match, men's match, coach, between USIU and ANU winning that game by 71-3. So how did the offensive and defensive rebounding really help in this part of the game, coach?
Okay, thank you. The winner, that is Africa Nazarene Anu, had a total of 46 rebounds, of which 11 were offensive and 35 were defensive. Then USIU